I think there isn't an average day. I think I'd be bored of an average day and I wouldn't stay in the job if there was one. And I think for a lot of social workers that's probably true, the same as nurses who are in A&E. Or an average day for me though is I'd come in, invariably now, as with so many places, you've got a hot desk, so that takes a bit of organisation and thought. Although there is a good flexible working approach from Devon, so to accommodate people that have maybe got picking up children, so you can work from home one day a week, you've got laptops. There's an emphasis in the team I work where the work's more important than sometimes the hours you're keeping. So there's a sense of responsibility on sort of being appropriate in the way you work, but also knowing that there's a flexibility there. So if you need to work a bit later and come in a bit later in the mornings, you can do so, because what's important is managing your work and supporting the people who need a service. But if that means, you know, my manager will be quite happy that if I've worked until 7 in the evening one night because I have to, I can take the time the next day and I can manage my diary accordingly. So basically I'm, you know, obviously going out doing my assessments. That's in people's homes, that can be in the hospital, that can be in nursing homes, residential homes, sheltered accommodation, that could be in the community. There is a lot of processing to the job. I think that's a reality. But at least there is a sense of professionalism about it because it's my assessment. So you get to talk and listen to people, but ultimately I've then got to be able to go face to face with the person using the service and say, this is my perspective on your needs. This is what I think you're eligible for. What's your reaction? And creating that dialogue. So I think while the process sometimes people can say can really sort of get you down, I think the positives about the job is you can talk to somebody. I talked to a 99-year-old woman who talks about her past, and she might have a bit of dementia, but she's just lovely and she deserves support. So if I have to go back and spend 4 hours writing up my assessment, I'm going to do it because she deserves it. Now, the frustrations of getting services in place in time and what have you are all part of just the community we live in, and I can't affect that. All I can affect on any day is that you know, I do the best job for the people that are requiring a service because they're going through a hard time, but not because they failed in any capacity to look after themselves. There are lots of things like you have team meetings. In any given week I'll have supervision. I'll have best interest meetings because mental capacity is a big thing for how I work. And you're liaising with so many different professionals. So you've got, you know, nurses, acute teams in the community and district nurses and GPs and all sorts, really, occupational therapists. You might liaise with the police, you know, for safeguarding concerns. So really on any given day anything could turn up, especially for a social worker, because I think there's an expectation because of your training that you're managing more complex cases. And then there's the expectation, I think, as well, that part of my day is about supporting colleagues. So at some point when I'm a senior social worker in the future, I'll get to supervise other people and sort of protect their well-being and stuff in the workplace and promote their ability to do their job in the most appropriate way for the people using our services.